Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Welcome, everybody. Good night. It's Woodward Nights. I am Booner. It is officially Booner Day today. I turned 26 years old today, boys. I'm over the hill. I'm halfway to 50, which is my expiration date. 50 years old. But it is Booner Day. And we've got Detroit Lions football this week, boys, versus Seahawks. We've got ski masks. We've got Kool-Aid. And we're going to talk some football today, boys. Broder, how you feeling today?
I'm doing great, dude. Happy birthday.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I just went off on a little rant there, boys.
You can do whatever you want today.
Booner!
See, we got you coming out this sound booth.
Football! I'm sorry.
There's a lot of energy in this room right now.
We've got energy today, though. I'm excited to be here with you guys for my birthday, 8 to 10. We've got Jalen in the booth, as always. We've got Nick over there in the sound booth holding it down. Broder,
yo,
we've got all Lions today, it looks like.
We do.
A lot of
NFL.
Lions.
We got a lot of NFL, too. But the Lions are involved. We're going to be doing some top 10 lists, some power rankings. We're going to be kind of hitting it all today.
Yes.
Talking a lot of Seahawks, Lions.
And Broder was at Allen Park again. Like I said yesterday, one of the advantages that we have here for you guys to come watch our show is we've got the Lions beat reporter on the show with us. He was just with C.J. Gardner-Johnson less than 2-3 hours ago, hanging out with C.J. Gardner-Johnson in the locker room. I wouldn't say hanging out, but he was working. So that's pretty sweet that we're able to have that access through you. And make sure you guys, real quick, if you can, hit that like button. Let's have a night tonight. Hit that like button. Let's hit 200 likes for my birthday. And let's have a night, boys. Let's just get started here.
Let's do it.
Biggest news of the day outside of the Lions in the NFL is Aaron Rodgers' Achilles injury.
Dude, we broke that live on screen last night.
We did. That was brutal. That was brutal. How are you feeling about that? What do you think?
It hurts. It hurts me. I'm not a Jets fan. I was not rooting for them, but I thought Aaron Rodgers was good for the NFL. I thought this new storyline, a new Aaron Rodgers leading this team with Garrett Wilson and Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall, and a lot of these, they have an incredible defense, which is why I still think they'll contend. But just the story, four plays into the season, he tears his Achilles, out for the year. Man, it just like sucked all the energy out of me when I learned it.
It sucks really bad too, because like obviously the last however long Aaron Rodgers was in Green Bay for, the 20 years or whatever it was, we all hated him. I just hate seeing a guy go down with the injury. Like the level of Aaron Rodgers, I was so pumped to see this Jets team.
Yeah.
Fine. It's like the Jets, the one thing that we can, our NFL franchise that we can all vibe with and just, we know what it's like to suck, is the New York Jets. The fact that we were about to have this opportunity to be great and they had the opportunity to be great and they lost that, that's brutal. Because imagine what a Jets-Lions Super Bowl would have looked like.
Oh, it would have been electric.
Aaron Rodgers, his dad, Kirby Joseph, playing on the other side of the field. Oh, that would have been beautiful.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson chirping.
Oh,
it would have been electric. And you would hate. I would hate to see this be the last time we see Aaron Rodgers. I hope he comes back and gives it another year or two. But Achilles injuries are tough, regardless of your age. There we go. I'm centered. Regardless of your age, he's out for at least a year.
Yeah. One
of my best friends just had an Achilles surgery, and it's just a miserable recovery.
One of my biggest fears, going back to like playing basketball, because I haven't in so long, is my Achilles. You get, I'm 26 now, boys. I'm old. I'm getting up there.
Grandpa.
I haven't played in a few years. If I go up to try and dunk one time, I'm done. Nick's over there laughing like I can't dunk. I can get up.
Maybe on your birthday, Booner. Who knows? Anything can happen. It's going to be a special night. And in the booth.
On that 8-foot rim outside, right?
10. 11, actually. A little Shaq and Dwight Howard action in this thing.
You know what we need to tease real quick? There's something that everyone needs to see in the chat. It's over in our TD booth. Jalen, you want to show the people your jersey you're rocking today?
Let's see.
Let's see that triple deke.
They know what it is. Let's see.
Get your mic out of the way. Let's see. That's a Charlie Conway.
Look at that.
Classic Mighty Ducks.
Good, Mighty Ducks. Thank you, Broder.
I love it.
Of course. So do the Jets go with Zach Wilson?
That's a great question. I think they end up going with Zach Wilson. I wrote some names down here that we've been seeing thrown around. Just say yes or no.
Which ones? Yeah.
I've wrote 3 down.
You want a yes or no?
Yeah. Matt Ryan.
No.
Carson Wentz.
No.
Tom Brady.
Yes.
Yes.
Tom
I
Brady
think
can
we
play
all agree in here.
wherever, whenever.
If Tom Brady came out of retirement, I don't know what I would do. That would be unreal. I love Tom Brady so much.
Can I give you a name?
The opposite of flannel. I love Tom Brady, hate Aaron Rodgers.
Can I give you a name? Teddy Bridgewater.
No.
For a first-round pick?
That is People
Blasphemy.
actually talking about that. There's another place around the city of Detroit who on their show talked about it. That is unbelievable that that's a question that we would be able to get a first-round pick for Teddy Bridgewater.
It's not going to happen.
That is unbelievable to put that in people's heads, that people think that that's going to actually or could happen.
People were speculating they don't have a second-round pick this year. They got their first-round pick back.
Maybe you could see them trade a first round for, I don't know, someone who's like starting right now. I don't know, but there's no way that they give up a first round pick.
They can't.
For Teddy Bridgewater.
No.
And no offense to Teddy Bridgewater. I don't want him to leave Detroit. I want him to be our
neither.
backup for the next couple of years. But actually this year, because shout out Hendon Hooker.
We need Teddy Bridgewater to mentor Jameson Williams too when he comes back.
Exactly.
You know, he's a multi-dimensional backup quarterback.
Let's real quick too. I want to bring up with the Aaron Rodgers injury. I don't know if anyone saw, but I found this tweets of the greatest quarterback in the NFL right now. People say, but Patrick Mahomes. The only thing he's not great at is grammar, because this is brutal, Jalen. I don't know if we can pull that up. This is. I'm not great at grammar. That's very well known. I don't know grammar, but look at that at the bottom.
So this is
Hate
right
that,
after Aaron Rodgers gets hurt.
As soon as it
that
came
man.
out, what happened? He tweets out, "Hate that man," praying for the best. And then he realized it, edited it out, and there's a second tweet where he said, "I knew I was going to need that edit button on here one of these days." That is unbelievable.
That's incredible. And all of it combined got about 15 million views.
It
was like 4, 4, and 8.
That's something I would do. If no one knows, I help run social, me and Lucas, and then we have some people who help us out. But I am always sending Broder and sending people questions about grammar, because something about grammar. I'm with Patrick Mahomes on this one. He's the greatest quarterback ever, in today's Booner day. Me and him, we're lockstep. Me and Patrick Mahomes, put us side by side here.
Did you just goat yourself?
I didn't know, because Patrick Mahomes is not the GOAT.
Okay.
Tom Brady.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm the second best of all time.
Hey, I'm okay with that.
That's fair.
You know who's first best of all time? C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
He is.
Dude. Did you catch any of the videos of him? It was in the locker room today. He was just talking about ski masks and fans. Can you play the first one where he just talks? We're gonna ease into it with how what he thinks the Detroit Lions fans.
I got you.
What do you know about Detroit fans so far?
From what I see in the crowd, we got probably the most ruthless fans in the game.
Ruthless.
So I think talking crap, they feed off us. They yell the loudest, and that was the only game for KC. They just love their Lions team. So I think the more we win, the more we're going to see true Lions fans.
Ruthless. This is his first time. He's waiting for his first home game at Ford Field, but he can just feel the intensity.
The Ford Field, we were there. I was there with Jeff and Lucas and Easy, Spenny, just the whole crew for the preseason game. And just in that preseason game, it was packed. It was loud. For a preseason game, it is unbelievable. I could not imagine what the fans will be like on Sunday. I cannot wait to see that. And on top of that, I don't know if we're going to get into it now real quick, with the Detroit Lions playing Sunday, I'm going to tell you real quick about the Detroit or Woodward Sports Lion pregame show, because that does return for another season of Lions football. And look at Hollywood on there. I wonder if he's in the chat here. He did text me before and say I'm tuning in. So join Woodward Sports host Jeff Iafredi weekly special guests on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Whether you're sipping Kool-Aid like I have right here, or you're just talking about the same old Lions, you will not want to miss this show every single Sunday right before the game. Join us all season long for action-packed Lions pregame experience. But the CJ Gardner-Johnson stuff. I don't know if you guys have all seen this. Some of the other shows might have talked about it. But he came out and talked about the ski mask stuff. And we all saw he wore that blue ski mask, which I already have mine ordered. I hope everyone else does. But I think we have a video of him talking about the ski mask here, Jalen, if you want to throw that up real quick.
You gonna see what's in there. Blue ski mask everywhere.
Okay, what is the ski mask?
What is the ski mask?
You'll figure it out. Because it's going over the head. It's a ski
I
mask.
started work figuring.
What Brad said, we villains, right?
Yeah. So the fans should wear ski masks?
Part of it is the culture. I'm changing it.
Blue ski mask.
You can get you one. Want one?
Yeah.
No more paper bags. Ski masks.
No paper bags. Ski mask. We taking what's ours.
The line of that gets me every time. Cold Brad said we're villains. You'll get it.
He had the villain gear all off season.
Yeah, and that seems to be that's where the ski mask is inspired. You know, he didn't really reveal the exact definition, but he's like, dude, the culture's different.
Do we have a breaking news button?
Do.
Breaking news here.
What happened?
I want it.
That's a great breaking news one, Nick. Love that. JB Smooth in the chat. Blue ski masks are currently sold out on Amazon, by the way. Unbelievable!
Oh my
Ford
gosh.
Field will be packed with blue ski masks. I think it comes in a pack of 2, so if anyone wants to buy one from me, I might have an extra one. Or maybe I'll use both at some point.
It's Booner's birthday. Get the man a ski mask.
Man, I have one. I ordered one
you
this
already bought
morning.
one?
Yeah, I ordered a 2-pack this morning.
Give one out for your
I might do
birthday.
it. Maybe we'll do a
Giveaway.
We might do a giveaway this week for a blue ski mask.
That's actually a good idea.
We might do that because they're all sold out on Amazon. That's crazy. But the fact too, what really stood out to me in that video, if you guys didn't hear it, one of the reporters, I don't know who it was, you were there, mentioned no brown paper bags. We're going ski masks now.
Yes.
That is a huge, to me, growing up a Lions fan, seeing the 0-16 brown paper bag is always like one of those like core memories that I will never leave my head, especially when you're trying to build up. The fact that was mentioned there, and he said, no, we're not doing paper bags. We're doing ski masks now. We're villains. We're different. Things are different around here. That pumps me up so much because we all grew up in that era of the brown paper bags, 0-16. I can't wait to wear my blue ski mask.
Dude, it's going to be nuts. I got goosebumps right now. I don't know if you guys can tell. Oh, even just you explaining it. Nick, as a Lions fan, like
Yes,
what
sir.
do you feel when you hear that?
It gets me pumped up. It gets me excited. Speaking of that preseason game that Booner was talking about, I was walking there from my apartment. You couldn't even get around. You couldn't move down there at all.
Yeah.
It was packed out of the thing. This is a preseason game. Think about this atmosphere for this goddamn Seahawks game. It's going to be absolutely insane. I might have to bring earplugs. You're not even going to be able to walk out there with hearing.
I'm pumped for it. I cannot wait.
The decibels in that place are going to be insane.
I hope they break the record, man. I just really what I want to happen with this in the home field advantage we have. I want it to end up turning into a situation where Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, they're building a legit franchise, a long-term deal. I want it to end up being like the 12th man in Seattle these next couple of years. We're able to say that Detroit is one of the toughest places in the NFL to play. The way that these guys are looking at it, the ski mask thing from CJ Gardner-Johnson, move on from those paper bags, the 0-16, and this is a whole new culture, new ownership, new everything. Oh, I can't wait.
You know what I love too?
I love to. Today's a great day.
It's Booner Day.
It is a great day.
Booner Day!
It's a great day to have a great day.
You know what's cool to think about? CJ Gardner-Johnson's on a 1-year deal too. Like we all hope he resigns, but he's as bought into Detroit as anybody on that entire team, and I love that.
Yes, sir.
Even though it's a little bit out of his hatred for Philadelphia, but it doesn't even matter. He's totally bought in, and it's going to be a great year. I hope he plays well. I hope the team plays well so he can stay with us for a very, very long time. But Booner, you want to tell the people about Lady Jane's?
Yes, Lady Jane's. Because listen, I'm actually getting a haircut there tomorrow. If you guys want to see my hair here,
oh yeah,
this
you need
is
it.
wild. They kept telling me in the back, they're like,
Shit.
Booner, you need to figure something out. You look like a lava boy or whatever that person is there. But come to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience. Register to win a trip of your dreams and all expenses paid for suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament. That is right, no expenses spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Maybe you will bring me for my birthday. That would be awesome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men is open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It is wicked awesome.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. So register today at OutdoorEquipCo.com, and even you could have DMAC on your landscaping crew.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Wondering where the best Lions tailgate is? That's easy. It's Eastern Market, the official Detroit Lions tailgate party at Shed Number 5 in Eastern Market. Woodward Sports will be broadcasting live for every home game. 3-star Michelin buffet featuring Chef Aaron May will be there. We got VIP parking and even tickets if you need them. How do you sign up? You go to bullseyeeventgroup.com and tailgate like a VIP. That's bullseyeeventgroup.com.
Welcome back to Woodward Nights. My name is Booner. It is Booner Day. Happy birthday myself, I guess. I've got Broder over here. We've got Jalen. We've got Nick. And we're going to get into some Detroit Lions versus Seattle Seahawks talk a little bit. We have a few things here we wanted to talk about with Broder being in that chair. And real quick, too, I have to mention, if we can hit the like button, if we can get to 200 likes today by the end of the show, if we can get...
Do it for Booner.
Yeah, do it for my birthday. If we can get to 200 likes, that'd be awesome for my gift from everyone. Let's get to 50 before the end of this segment. But with Broder kind of being on the show here, and we have the beat reporter, we wanted to kind of talk about the Seattle Seahawks team, some of injuries that we might see, some people in big pieces that potentially could actually be out Sunday.
Yeah.
Which I thought about this, and when we started talking about this segment, well, I know when we played the Chiefs, they had some guys out, and then there's the whole asterisk talk. That was something I was like, I kind of don't want that to happen versus Seahawks. But there are some big-time people out, and the first one we'll start with, too, is I don't know if anyone saw, and we can't play the video because it's NFL and we don't have the rights to it, but DK Metcalf having that late hit, kind of cheap hit on one of the players from the Rams, and it was bad. The player got hurt, and it was out of nowhere. And there's been talks of a potential suspension coming on. I haven't seen any official reports on if he will or not, but that could be a big loss for Seattle if the NFL sees that and they kind of crack down on that. That's a huge loss for DK Metcalf, who kind of cut us up last year in Detroit.
Yeah, that's huge.
It's a big piece,
especially with all the injuries that they're dealing with. Geno Smith needs DK Metcalf, needs that big target when he comes and plays the Lions. We know our secondary, the Lions secondary, is improved. Losing DK Metcalf would be huge, and then you consider. Tyler Lockett's questionable. Yep. He's in concussion protocol. He's expected to play, so we'll see how this week transpires. But Jackson Smith and Jigba also expected to play, but he's questionable on the injury report.
He's had that wrist injury, which is huge because people are saying, depending on the bone that's broke, his like squeezing the ball. Like
grip strength.
Yeah, so that's an issue. I don't know how he did last week. I guess that's something that throughout the week we can kind of look into because we have all week to cover the game here. But that wide receiver core, that was one of the biggest parts of the Seahawks team.
Yeah.
Just thinking that, and that was why last week I mentioned I would hope Emmanuel Mosley's back for this game. But Tyler Lockett in concussion protocol, DK Metcalf potential suspension if something happens there, and then JSN with the wrist injury. That, and in the way our defense was last week, that might be really good for the Detroit Lions.
It certainly will be really good for the Detroit Lions. Anytime even if they play, if they're hindered at all, if they're a little bit injured, that only bodes well for the Lions' chances. Our secondary's healthy. Emmanuel Mosley is getting healthy. Maybe
if he's back,
maybe this leads to them being able to keep their foot off the gas for another week, or maybe ease them into it a little more if they're down. But also big injuries on the offensive side for Seattle. Left tackle and right tackle are both nursing some injuries, and actually both expected to be out. Left tackle Charles Cross is fighting turf toe, and right tackle Abraham Lucas knee. They're both likely out. They're dealing with these. And again, if they play, which it doesn't look like these two are going to play, you just got to imagine Aiden Hutchinson and James Houston and Charles Harris and Pascal. You got to imagine they're getting ready to eat.
What's interesting about this, too, is obviously last year we played the Seahawks and lost, here, it looks like 48-45. So it was a shootout. They're 2 offensive linemen down. They're 3 receivers. Potentially, they could be down a receiver, or they're injured. They're not at full strength. No more Rashad Penny. Obviously, you have K9 there.
And Charbonnet.
But this is a completely different offense that we saw, and we saw them struggle last week versus the Rams defense. They have Aaron Donald, but who else do they have on that Rams defense?
A bunch of freshmen.
Yeah,
a bunch of rookies.
Yeah, a bunch of freshmen. But seriously, and this is an offense, a top 5 offense in the NFL, the Detroit Lions, who just went up against the Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously, a little struggle. Players are going to have a field day at Ford Field. We already know what the Detroit Lions are at, and that we're like at Ford Field. That offense buzzing in Ford Field.
And you went at Ford Field, playing at home, where when they're on the road playing the Chiefs at Arrowhead, it's their offense that has to deal with the communication issues because it gets so loud when their offense is on the field. Now Detroit coming back, it's their defense that has to worry about that because they're going to be so loud when the Seattle Seahawks offense is on the field. So imagine if there's some new players filling in on that offensive line, that wide receiver crew. If Geno Smith's your only reliable one, maybe there with Kenneth Walker.
Good night,
dude. Dealing with that communication is going to be a real deal. That's what we want to see at Ford Field. We want to see the Lions' home field turn into a home field advantage, which arguably they could be. Maybe it's a hot take or not. Do you think by the end of the season, Ford Field becomes the number 1 home field advantage in the NFL?
There's potential for that. Obviously, you have Kansas City. Dan Campbell made the comment yesterday. Kansas City's usually number 1, right? Or Seattle, like those are top ones. The fact that Dan Campbell came out and basically not call out Kansas City, but say, hey, I think our home field could be better than theirs this year. Mm-hmm. That's the number 1 place to play in the NFL, one of the loudest places in the NFL. The fact Dan Campbell, I know he's the head coach of the Detroit Lions, so he has to say that. But for him to make that statement, that gives me confidence that we could be and imagine if you have a 1 or a 2 seed in the NFC.
100%.
That's a path to the Super Bowl right there.
You can't find a more loyal fan base.
Yeah.
With the team on the rise, with the team that's struggled for decades and decades. Like, all the stars are aligning for this to become reality. It's hard to put words to it. You know that stadium's going to be just absolutely exploding out of Detroit.
We might have asked this question yesterday, but the most anticipated. I know
yes.
E&E talked about it a little bit. Lucas was actually in the chat saying that maybe not the biggest game of all time at Ford Field, but to me, maybe the most anticipated, I think is a good word to say. Because, like, obviously there was that game, I can't remember what it was, to kind of make the playoffs a few years back with Stafford. Mm-hmm. That's obviously a huge game. But the home opener, like the most anticipated home opener, Frank Ragnow talked about it. We'll get into that a little bit. We've got some videos of him, but he even talked about it. These players know. The city knows. The fans know. Dan Campbell knows. They know what they're walking into Sunday. I don't think Seattle is ready.
No, and if they didn't,
the
ski mask wouldn't be sold out on Amazon.
Exactly.
Nick, you had a comment.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't think they're ready either. And even if they were fully equipped and not injured right now, I think we'd still win by close to a touchdown. With these injuries that they're dealing with, I think we blow them out.
Dude, wow. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. On the defensive side of the ball, they're a little banged up too. Their outside linebacker, Boye Mafe, who I was a fan of coming out of college, I think it was Minnesota, he's questionable, dealing with a knee injury. Cornerback Devon Witherspoon dealing with a hamstring injury. He's questionable. He's been itching his way back. We don't know for sure if he's going to be playing. If he is, he's probably not going to be 100%. And then This one I don't think we've been planning on playing, but safety Jamal Adams started to practice this week. He's been dealing with a torn quad. He's very likely out. In fact, I'm pretty sure he's 100% out. But they got some injuries on the opposite side of the ball too. So, man, Detroit, the Lions are healthy right now. That's something we haven't always been able to say. Taylor Decker is maybe the only player. He was the only player at practice today who wasn't at practice. He was the only player who did not practice today. He had hurt his ankle early in the Chiefs game. Still managed to play 100% of the snaps on offense. So he legged it out, pun intended. Was seen walking out with a boot. He is expected to play, but Dan Campbell in his press conference didn't give as much. He wasn't as calm about it. He was just like, wait, we'll see how it goes for the week. So be determined.
The one that's interesting to me is the Devin Witherspoon one. You texted me earlier today, and we kind of talked about it a little bit. Even if he is back, he hasn't been practicing. He's not 100%. And the fact that you have to go into a road game in the NFL versus one of the best teams in the league, and you have to go perform, I'm sure maybe he's in shape. But to get into that game shape is different.
It's different.
There's a reason Emmanuel Mosley isn't back yet. Like, he's healthy now, but you have to get into that game shape. There's a reason Emmanuel Mosley isn't there or on the field yet. It's because he's getting into that. So if Devin Witherspoon comes back, he might be a little rusty,
a little hamstrung,
especially if he has to go up against. Amon-Ra St. Brown, a Josh Reynolds who just had a big game. Like, depending on who he's on in that matchup.
Khalif Gibbs coming out of the backfield.
Oh, man. Jameer, if he had pick up Jameer Gibbs, that's a problem for him. His first NFL game.
A hamstring injury for a cornerback, backpedaling. Your hamstring, you need those to be firing on all cylinders. That's not a good injury to have for someone whose career is spent running backwards.
He's going to have issues. That's huge. That they have that injury there. And the same with Jamal Adams out. I didn't realize he was fully out. I thought for some reason, I heard last week that he's got back, not playing, but I thought I saw something that said he'll be back for week 2 versus the Lions. And the fact that he's kind of still out, and that's a huge. Let's not talk about asterisks if these guys are out and the Detroit Lions win. I don't want to hear that, because last night in the game,
hell no.
Someone, the announcer, I don't know if it was Troy Aikman or who it was, someone mentioned an asterisk because that they missed the punt return.
It was a call at the end.
There was a tripping call, and there's an asterisk. That happens in football all around the NFL. You could look at every single NFL game, and you could pick something out to say, they would have won the game. If it's a one-possession game, they would have won the game if he would have made that call, if he would have made that play, or if this person was playing. Every single NFL game.
You know who?
Blasphemy.
Detroit Lions fans can say that the most with Calvin Johnson, the Calvin Johnson rule. I wonder what Stephon
Pass
Diggs.
interference, Dallas.
What Stephon Diggs would think about that. There is no asterisks. Speaking of last night's game, okay, it's very important that I remind you all this.
Oh, I don't want to hear it.
When we were picking
it's my birthday.
When we were picking winners yesterday, there were 3 out of the 4 people that picked the Bills to win. I picked the Jets.
I don't lose. Don't forget.
And Aaron Rodgers went out.
And you guys want to know something crazy?
What?
I had the under in the game. That was my best bet.
I'm pretty sure if we rolled the tape back, I just asked who's going to win the game. Bills.
Broder, shout out on that one. You went against the crowd with it, and you picked him right.
I did. You want to know? I don't know if I'm building up this reputation, but on the Woodward and Main show, our new Lions Insider show, for the 3 of us sitting at the desk, I was the only one to pick the Lions to beat the Chiefs. We had Uncle Terry Foster and Gabrielle D. Phillips both pick the Chiefs to win. Come on, people. Don't doubt me. So we're gonna move on from the injuries. We just covered some basics about this game coming up.
Yep.
We're gonna take a little detour from just focusing on the Lions game. We're gonna go around the NFL a little bit. I know it's 10 o'clock or 8 o'clock on a Tuesday. We're in the 8 o'clock hour. But
this is
the first week of football just ended, and I'm still jacked up about it. So we got some things we're gonna rank the Lions. We're gonna give them power rankings. We're gonna go around the NFL. So make sure you come back.
And the around the NFL segment is an unbelievable one because the very first power rankings of the year came out. Well, technically second, but the real one after seeing teams play came out, and there's a lot of different Detroit Lions ones that we're going to talk about, and we're going to go through each one.
I can't wait.
Let me tell you, though, about one of my favorite places to eat, Big Boy. Burgers, sandwiches. Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. It is burger time. Try the best cheeseburger or our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. You see it right there on the screen? A beautiful, beautiful cheeseburger. Are you craving chicken? Try the Dolly chicken sandwich or turn up the heat with Bob's hot chicken sandwich. Upgrade your regular fries with our chili cheese fries or loaded baked potatoes fries, as well as if you want to save some room for dessert, because we have a treat for you. Indulge in our Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake. Wow, that sounds amazing. That might be my birthday dessert tonight.
You better.
Or satisfy your sweet tooth with our funnel cake fries. I might get that for my birthday as well. Who knows? Big Boy.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Downtown's newest sports bar has 13 TrackMan simulators, certified instructors, and most importantly, a full bar and restaurant. 5 Iron Leagues are back, debuting on September 11th. That was yesterday. Compete nationwide for a chance to win a trip to the Dominican Republic. You can bring a foursome or sign up as an individual to be placed on a team. Do so at 5irongolf.com. Use code Woodward10 for 30% off your league. That's 5irongolf.com to sign up. We back.
We're back, baby.
Woodward Nights. We got that energy.
Football.
We got that energy pumping from Ryan Hamilton, Coach Walk, our tour dominator.
Booner.
Thank you so much, everyone, for
boys.
joining us tonight on Booner's birthday.
Cheers.
If you haven't already, hit that like button. This is in support of Booner. Tonight's for you, buddy.
It's a big day for me.
Big day. I know you were the one who was teasing me all day with pause.
Hit the like button, everyone.
I did. I asked him.
I know. 75 likes before the end of this segment.
You can ask them a second time. But you were telling me about some of these power rankings that
Yes.
they were throwing the Lions all over the place. And I actually haven't seen the ones that you've posted, the national media ones. So do what you got to do to intro or lead it in.
I have
I'm
5
interested.
here. I have 5 different ones. I only have 3 screenshots of some because some I just forgot to screenshot, and it was too big for the screen there, so I just didn't do it. But the first one here, I don't know if I have a screenshot for this one, but the first one, Bleacher Report. This is the lowest one actually. 2 other places had it this, but they had the Detroit Lions at number 10. Here, kind of ranked here, and this is it right here. And so this one's actually CBS here. Which we'll talk about this right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
Look at this. This had me so pissed off and surprised what they had here. They had for the Detroit Lions winning at Kansas City is a big boy moment. Shout out big boy for this young team. That sends a message to the league that the hype might be real. And at number 9, they have the Green Bay Packers. How disrespectful is that for a Detroit Lions team that went on the road to Candlestick or whatever the park is, Arrowhead, Burrowhead, Golfhead, whatever the place is now. How disrespectful is it that they went in there and they won the game? I don't care who was playing. They won the game at the toughest place to play in the NFL. And the Green Bay Packers jumped them in the power rankings. This is CBS, by the way. This is unbelievable.
That's worse than Adam ranks.
Way worse.
Rankings.
They beat the Chicago Bears, who's one of the worst teams in the NFL right now.
Yeah. They both climbed up 5 spots. So does that mean they had the Packers ranked 14th at the beginning of the season,
have.
Lions 15th. What did they do to jump over the Lions? Like, what, this is kind of blowing me away. I haven't seen this yet. The disrespect. The Lions beat the Chiefs. The Lions beat the Packers last year in Arrowhead. And don't get me wrong, I thought the Packers looked good this weekend against the Bears, but it was against the Bears and it was opening weekend. Like, I don't know if that's enough to keep them ahead of the Lions. Nick, what do you think?
One of them had the first pick in the draft last year before they traded it. That's the Bears. That's who the Packers beat. We went and just beat the Super Bowl champions. This CBS disrespect is blasphemy. I don't agree with it. CBS, they are on my hot seat right now.
I was so shocked. I thought maybe it was fake. I didn't know what I was looking at because I was going through all of them, and we have more here. But I was
Can't win with them. You can't trust everybody.
I can't believe
That's
that.
just outrageous.
Jalen's over there giving me the straight face no. He's in shock as well. Next one here. I think there's an ESPN one that we have. I had a graphic up, number 7 here that they had the Detroit Lions number 7. All of them had the Detroit Lions in the top 10, Broder.
No.
They all were in the top 10. I don't think maybe we don't have the ESPN graphic. Which one do we have? Do you have another one here that we could throw up? I can see. I have my list here.
Let me see.
You can throw it up, I'll react.
I just got the Jared Goff one, the result week 1 win.
The other one. All right, we might not have those then, but ESPN had the Detroit Lions ranked number 7, which I think is fair. The highest one though, USA Today had the Detroit Lions as the 5th best team in the NFL.
Wow.
Top 5. What are your thoughts on
who
that,
is it?
Broder? USA Today.
I can appreciate that.
5th in the NFL.
I mean, I don't know were they going just off this 1 week? They're kind of taking everything into consideration. I could dig it. I mean, for all the reasons we just said, why are the Packers ranked ahead of the Lions? Lions took care of business week 1, and they did it in a way that it didn't show that the Lions are slowing down at all. They did it. They used the big offensive line. They pounded it with David Montgomery. They got weapons all over the place. Jared Goff looked fine. Amon-Ra St. Brown looked fine. And all these new additions on defense. And again, I'm saying this pretty fast. The game wasn't perfect, but they showed what their capabilities are against one of the best teams in the league. So I can respect a number 5, especially week 1.
Yeah, and if you really think about it too, I think going into the season, most media networks, I think at least reliable ones and actually good ones who know what they're doing, most likely had the Detroit Lions from like 9 to 12.
Yeah.
So then if you do win that game versus the Chiefs, the defending champs, whether no matter who's playing, whatever it is, you have to move them up. And if you beat the defending champs, you should at least go from a 10 to a 5. And kind of with teams like the Bengals losing, with, I'm trying to think the Bills losing.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be able to kind of pass those guys up because you just beat the Chiefs. And we got a special guest. Speak easy.
What up?
He came in for Booner Day.
Happy Booner Day.
Happy Booner Day. Thank you.
Easy in the house.
What up, though?
We were just talking. Jalen had put up a graphic that showed it was a CBS power rankings of the Lions. Had the Lions ranked number 10 and the Packers ranked number 9.
What?
Legit, yeah. I thought it was a joke. I was
who is the? Do you guys know who the?
Let me.
It wasn't Adam Rank, but it was CBS.
If it's Cody Benjamin, honestly, I would bet it was Cody Benjamin. Can we get a confirmed? This has to be Cody Benjamin.
Booner's going to confirm, but
confirm.
is it outrageous?
That is beyond outrageous.
It's not Cody Benjamin. It is. I have it right here. Give me 2 seconds. Pete Prisco.
Oh, that's a guy.
Yeah,
what an idiot.
He's a big name.
He has the Packers at 9. He has the Dolphins at 8. Packers 9. Lions 10. Jets 11. Bills 12. Bengals 13. Commanders 14.
Hold on. What's the date? What's the date on this?
Gotta be today.
3 hours ago.
3 hours ago.
Yes.
3 hours ago,
How
he has
disrespectful is
the
that?
Packers who beat the team that had the number 1 overall pick last year, the Bears.
Shout out Nick.
Ranked are the Detroit Lions, who literally beat the Super Bowl champions on the road.
Yep.
True.
Who clips your show?
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid. If you want to tag Pete Prisco on this one, you're an idiot. You should be fired. That is outrageous. That's insane. He just wants this talked about. When we're talking about it, that makes no sense. What?
And this is what he had to say, too. He said, so much for the idea that this team would fall way off with Jordan Love. He played well in beating the Bears, but the defense also shined. So he probably is looking at it as like they're a full team. But if you watch the Chiefs
They
game,
played the Bears.
Exactly.
We played the Chiefs.
What did we hold Patrick Mahomes and his offense to?
Who can I? Is
20.
there?
2 touchdowns.
Yep.
Who's his top 5 in that power ranking?
Number 1, the 49ers, 2 Eagles, 3 Jaguars. Guess who's number 4? The team that the Detroit Lions beat, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Did they move up or down?
They moved down 3 spots.
Okay.
Who's 5?
The Cowboys is 5, Ravens 6, Browns 7, which I don't hate some of these.
Yeah.
Dolphins 8. I think Dolphins should be way higher.
Jaguars 3 and Dolphins 8 is kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, Dolphins should be at the top of that list after their
Kind of
game
crazy to me.
versus the Chargers.
Think on that for a second, but Booner, tell the
Yes.
people about Woodward and Main Street.
Yes,
A show
Woodward
I
and Main
really
Street,
like.
which that was this morning if you guys tuned in. For all the insider scoop on your Detroit Lions, it is the Woodward and Main show featuring Gabrielle D. Phillips, our own Matthew Broder, and Detroit legend Terry Foster. Episodes are 2 times a week, Sundays from 8 to 9 a.m. and Tuesdays from 7 to 8 a.m. The most in-depth reporting, breakdown of the game, the players, and all Detroit Lions things on the Woodward Sports YouTube page.
Easy. Did Jordan Love play that well? Did he show you something that spectacular to think, oh, okay, they just lost Aaron Rodgers, but replaced him with an upgrade or at least a future upgrade? This is a team that can compete for an NFC title.
Dude, he played well. He played really well, but he didn't look great.
Right.
He
just
looked like he
solid,
was
right?
kind of just going through. Like he was just like one of those guys that are in a system. Like he didn't look like anything spectacular. I mean, he played the Bears, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Is it fair to
the
say
Bears aren't? They had the number 1 overall pick last year. You guys had to get this guy on your show to have this explained. That makes zero sense. I'm trying not to swear right now. I'm really trying.
I don't know.
You can let
It is
one fly.
Woodward Knights.
I mean, I kind of let one.
Let
okay.
one fly right now
Okay.
for me.
What the fuck? That is crazy. What is wrong with this guy?
Pete Prisco.
I mean, maybe we're doing the business wrong. Maybe we need to say outlandish shit like this so we grow up as big as Adam Rank or Pete Prisco, because this is bullshit.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, you either just didn't do your homework, or just like fuck it, I'll just put it out anyway, or you're looking for the clicks, the views, the talking points. I mean,
damn, they got it.
yeah, he got it, but now someone has to put him on the fucking spot who can explain this. This makes zero sense at all.
This is
am I wrong? Am I tripping? Am I tripping?
No, you're
I'm not even being a fan to here. This just makes no sense.
You're spot on, because that, if you go look at every single rankings, I guarantee you the Packers are outside probably the top 13. He might be the only one that put them ahead of the Detroit Lions. And the fact, like, if you really watch football and you see the defense that the Detroit Lions have now, and you see that the offense and the weapons that they have, if you know football, you know that is dead wrong.
To have the balls.
I don't know. It's Adam Rank thing. Like, how do you have a job to where you can do that? And I do know we're going to do over our power rankings, and I do have the Lions pretty high up. And yes, it might be a little fan. I will admit I'll say that, but I'm here to not even.
Should let that part out.
Oh, yeah. All right. Let's rewind a little. It's Booner Day. I can do whatever I want.
Hey, happy Booner Day!
Booner! No, but no, seriously.
You guys got to get him on the show for
Pete
sure.
Prisco, yeah, we'll reach out to him and see if he wants to come on, because
It's got to be explained.
That is insane.
To have the balls, because aren't the Packers playing the Eagles this Thursday, right?
Oh, I hope they get blown out.
Or no, Packers playing Falcons. Packers play Falcons.
Falcons look pretty good.
I hope they lose to the Falcons.
I mean,
thing
it's
is,
not out of the cards.
They're better. The Falcons are better than the Bears.
I have the Packers just outside the top 10, top 15. I think they looked fine, but
yeah,
you can't put them over the Lions. You
Over
can't
the
put them
Lions
over
is
they must have put them over someone else who was good.
I mean, you had the Jack. I love the Jack. I love Trevor Lawrence, by the way. I think he's
Yeah.
phenomenally talented. I think the
MVP.
strides he's made from his rookie year to now, they're amazing. He's great pieces around him, but he beat a rookie quarterback, a lowly Indianapolis Colts team, and then you have them at 3. That's also kind of crazy too. We had the Miami Dolphins who beat a playoff team, the Chargers, and also 2 or 3 for 466 yards.
Way better than Jordan
8.
Love.
I mean, I'm just glad the Lions are the only ones being kind of shit on there, but that's wild.
Well, in his case,
Packers do have a good defense, though.
That's the thing with Jordan Love, and I was trying to say this all offseason when we talked to everyone was talking about the Bears, and one of my points was Jordan Love can just be average, and they just have a good team all around, and they do. At the end of the day, you guys might not like Matt LaFleur. Shout out Saginaw Valley alum, quarterback, coach there. Shout out.
No way.
But he is a good coach. As much as people don't like, they've seen some mistakes.
I think this year he's going to prove it.
Yeah,
I mean, this is year 2 prove it.
He's made mistakes, but he's still a good coach. He has a great offense. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And to have a coach like that, to have a defense like that, to have an offensive line, 2 great running or good. I'm not gonna say great, but good running backs, a solid wide receiver core, good tight ends that they drafted this year.
I like Christian Watson a lot.
You have the pieces. If Jordan Love is just average, he's gonna look good. He's going to look like a Jared Goff who's out here on a great football team who can produce if he's just average. But to put them in the top 10 of the power rankings because they beat one of the worst teams in football right now, because what maybe Pete Prisco had the Bears ranked really high in the preseason. Maybe he's one of those dudes that thought that the Bears were going to be great, and maybe he still thinks they will, and he just isn't watching the game. Because if you watch that football game, the Bears are trash. That's a fact.
Well, let's be. I mean, do you have to go to break? I don't want to I'm trying to break this down and make it make sense. Is the Packers defense better than the Lions? Like, is that safe to say? Or
no, it maybe is their only unit that's comparable.
Yeah.
But I would say no.
You could make an argument, I think, either way.
You would say no?
I would say no. People will say yes.
I would say no.
I mean, let's look at the name. I mean, they got Quay Walker, who I think is really good. G.R. Alexander's obviously really good.
They're
Rashawn
good.
Gary's really good.
Gary, yep.
Okay, keep going. Am I missing names here?
They're good.
And then so I'm going like cross out of the Detroit Lions. CJGJ is really good. Aiden's really good. Kirby, but is Kirby like equal to like a Rashawn Gary, Alexander, or Quay Walker?
4 picks his rookie season. Took their Hall of Fame quarterback's name with him on his way out.
Yeah.
I think it's close. I do think it's closer than we do have to remember. I know we upgraded and the defense changed a lot. We were 32nd in the league, and I know we added pieces, so it's hard to show and see. And then we obviously the sample size we have is 1 week versus the Chiefs. But
I guess
still, though,
if that's your judgment, I guess you maybe could make an argument for it, but there's just not enough evidence there yet. You know what I'm saying? So it feels crazy.
Yeah. Pete Prisco, he's smoking on that Dispo, which I need to tell the people about.
Let's go.
So they can experience the true meaning of exceptional cannabis products with Dispo Dispensary. They've got over 12 locations, including their new location that's now open in Whitmore Lake. Dispo is never far away. Join Ermanni and Edwards with Maz and the Woodward Heavyweights broadcasting live at the Whitmore location on Friday, September 15th. The address is 50 North Territorial Road, Whitmore Lake, Michigan. Dispo Dispensary. DispoShops.com, your local cannabis plug.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
How would you like to win a 100K Vegas getaway? Take your friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's the Syntron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win. Register at drinksyntron.com/Vegas and buy Syntron at your local Meijer store. Syntron Cranberry, the healthier energy drink with the great taste. Look good, feel good, and be the best version of yourself with Syntron. drinksyntron.com/Vegas.
Let's go. Welcome back to Woodward Nights. My name is Booner. It is Booner Day. It is my birthday today. Everybody, we love you all for tuning in today. If you can, please hit the like button. What are we at right now? Let's set a goal here. Let's get to 100 by the end of this segment.
78 likes. We got 230 people in here. Thank you so much for being here.
Smash that like button. Let's get to 100.
Smash that. You playing the Yaz flute?
But the flute's great song. But I've got Broder here next to me. We've got Jalen in the TD booth. We've got Nick in the sound booth, and we've got a special guest, Speakeasy, baby,
of the Woodward Heavyweights from 5 to 7 every day, Monday through Friday.
Now, we were just talking about the power rankings and some guy,
clowns,
Pete Prisco had the Detroit Lions at number 10 and the Green Bay Packers at number 9. We want to kind of go over our power rankings then. We keep seeing all these power rankings. Some people have the Detroit Lions at 5, Lions at 10, 7, 4, all these different spots. Want to go over ours here. Easy, you're able to kind of react here for ours. And I'll start off with mine. I'll go 10.
Please.
I'll go 10 to 7 here. Let's do 10 through 7. Real quick, too, I want to put number 32. I just made this up here on the top of my head. Number 32, the Chicago Bears. They're number 32.
Let's go.
Everyone, round of applause for the Chicago
Agreed.
Bears.
Great season, Bears fans. Great season.
Justin Fields
Great
on
start
the hot
there, guys.
seat after week 1. Love it. Number 20, I have the Green Bay Packers. I don't even know where I want to put them. I just picked number 20 out of picks
Up
number
pure
20.
disrespect, because Booner Dan McKinn.
Yeah, I'll do number 20. You guys have to earn your way up. But let's get serious here. Number 10. Even after they lost last night, I know I had to put either the Bills or Bengals in this top 10 because we all know if they're on firing on all cylinders, these two teams, potential top 5 teams. So I'm going to go the Buffalo Bills at number 10. Boo. Number 9, I put the Baltimore Ravens. I do think that's easily a top 10 team in the NFL right now.
Yeah. Go back and forth. Who's your 10?
Who's your 10?
My 10, I think this is a maybe outrageous one. I got the Las Vegas Raiders.
What?
At number 10.
Is this Pete Prisco rankings? What was going on?
No, dude. Las Vegas Raiders. And I actually need to pull up.
This is interesting.
Come on.
What? They're 1-0. They're
1-0.
They beat the Broncos.
They're better than the freaking Bills.
The Raiders are better than the Bills?
Yes.
Come on.
No, there's
the
no
Bills
way.
are the
Zero
Bills.
chance.
Come on.
Wait. Let me. I got this stat for you. Jimmy Garoppolo in 74 games played.
All right.
The man is 53-21. When he plays, they win. It's not always clean.
Not 21 times.
You're right, not 21 times, but there's 30 other quarterbacks in the NFL that would take that record any
100%.
day of the week. They got Josh Jacobs. They got Devontae Adams. Those are both top 3 at their own positions. Their offensive line needs work, I do admit that. But they got Crosby on defense. They're building this thing. Didn't they draft Michael Mayer too? They got something brewing. I think the only thing holding them back is Josh McDaniels. But Jimmy Garoppolo with McDaniels, I'm more confident in. Dude, 53-21. The man wins.
I get that, but they were in a battle versus Denver, and I don't know how good that Denver. Like we saw Denver last year. I don't know if I could throw that Raiders.
Them on crack.
That's right.
And I like legitimately.
There's no chance that Raiders team's better than the Bills.
I
know they
legitimately
lost.
just lack respect
No
for
chance.
Josh McDaniels as the head coach. I just I don't even understand.
I do too. I can't argue with that. He's garbage.
Now you did name some solid pieces.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I page out of Pete Prisco. He's got something to back it up at least.
Yeah,
Pete Prisco, we're waiting on.
Who's your number 9?
My number 9 is the Cleveland Browns.
Fair.
That defense looked dominant against the Bengals. Again, it was week 1. I don't believe in Deshaun Watson yet. He needs to massage me a little bit more till I can put him in there. But their defense with Jim Schwartz leading the way, I liked him at number 9. Who you got?
Did you mean to do that? Was that a pun intended?
Hey,
yeah. What was that there?
I did a nope, not hard pass. It was hard to hear.
Man,
that's what they said.
Broder for the show. He does take notes. The only notes he does is just he puts puns in his notes.
I like it.
They're going. They get the people going.
I like dad jokes. I like puns, and I like bars. You're gonna get some
I
bars
thought you were
today.
gonna say something. I thought he was gonna say something else.
Booner, who's your 8?
Yeah.
Number 8, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay.
I think I think there's like these 4 or 5 teams from like 5 to 8, 9 that you could just interchange. But
I got them at 8 too.
Jacksonville is just a very solid team. I think there's a potential that after seeing them with Calvin Ridley and this offense now, that they could be a top 5 team by the end of the season.
And that defense with Josh Allen, I think he had 3 sacks, 2 or 3 sacks. He looked great. And
Trayvon Walker?
Campbell, their young cornerback, is an absolute stud. Jacksonville.
I like Jacksonville.
7.
I like Jacksonville too.
We both haven't named the Lions yet.
You have 8. You had Jacksonville.
I had Jacksonville.
Number 7, I had the Cleveland Browns. I had your little massage thing going. I had the Cleveland Browns. The only reason I have them there though is because of their defense. Deshaun's not Deshaun. Am I the only one that thought that watching that game?
No, he looked like crap. It was raining too, but he looked pretty rough at the beginning.
Yeah, but
he leveled out a little bit towards the end there, but
he just didn't see
started
like
off pretty
Deshaun.
rough.
Nick Chubb will do Nick Chubb. I love Nick Chubb. One of the most not average, consistent running backs and players in all of the NFL. But that defense with Jim Schwartz looked great. 7.
Sam Flannel had a great line this morning. death taxes and Nick Chubb rushing for 100 yards and 5 yards per carry.
Every game.
Every single game.
And typically a touchdown.
Yep. That was number 7?
That was number 7.
I got the Baltimore Ravens at number 7.
Okay. Yeah, see, these are all these teams interchangeable, I feel like.
And to be honest, they could be
Except
higher.
the Raiders.
They could be higher, but there was something off about them. I really like J.K. Dobbins, although I don't think losing him is a huge issue, but they have a new offensive coordinator, and they got some things to figure out, but that defense is nasty. Baltimore is just Baltimore.
Yeah.
You know,
Marcus Williams got hurt in that game, too.
Yeah.
You know what? Okay,
That's really unfortunate.
This is going to be really good. You want to know something crazy? My
What?
my 10th team was the Buffalo Bills. His was the Raiders.
Yeah.
They play this week.
Oh, we're going to put some.
So we're going to know right
Actually,
away.
I can't
Pizza
bet,
bets.
but
Pizza, yeah.
Pizza bet.
Winner of the game or loser buys pizza. I like that. All right, number 6.
Take Sapinos.
I have the Dallas Cowboys outside of the top 5.
Wow.
And let me tell you real quick why. And I said it yesterday, the Dallas Cowboys, typically a team wants to keep their defense off the field and let their offense go to work.
Yeah.
They do the opposite. They want to keep Dak Prescott off the field. They want their defense to be on the field at all times. That was literally the only way they could score. The only way on offense that they were scoring was Dak throwing a bad pass, a flag, some type
Higgins,
of pass interference.
is it the tight end's name? Dropped so many passes.
But did you
I want
watch?
to say 5 of them.
Dak got bailed out so many times from the refs that game that it was shocking. It was shocking.
Did he only have like 143 yards or something like that?
Probably.
But I mean, to be fair though, they didn't really need to do much.
He didn't
That
need
game
it,
was,
but that's like their
wrapped
game
up.
plan this year is, hey, like Mike McCarthy's like, hey, we need like game plan.
Get
It's
out
Sunday.
of here.
It's Monday, and they're game planning for the next week. Hey, how can we get Dak off the field? Typically, it's the other way around.
You know what is crazy though? I mean, like, so I know it limited fashion because like the defense is dominating, but like I still feel like they should put up more offensive numbers. And obviously they lost Kellen Moore. Maybe Mike McCarthy's just a scrub.
He might be gone after this year. I do think
maybe
They're taking it for Ben Johnson.
He was blessed with Aaron Rodgers. I thought Matt Flores was blessed with Aaron Rodgers. So I think this is like his like first year to see like, which I think he'll do well. But
Everyone talks about tanking for Caleb Williams. Dallas is tanking for Ben Johnson.
Oh, that's
that'd be
wild.
crazy.
I don't want
Okay.
him to go. If he goes to Dallas, I will.
I'd rather go to the Chargers.
I'll be pissed.
Dallas, dude, I'll be so mad if Ben Johnson went to Dallas. Who's
Yeah,
your number
that
6?
sucks.
This is a big one.
Oh, here we go.
It's the Detroit Lions. Number 6.
Let's go.
Detroit Lions. It was actually, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, it was difficult not to put them higher up on the list. But
I have them higher.
I'm trying to hold back. I know you haven't said Detroit yet, so they must be in the top 5.
Oh, they
Actually,
are.
my hardest decision was this, and I'll give you my number 4, which was the Dallas Cowboys. Just putting the Cowboys ahead of Detroit.
Jalen.
I don't know why. Yeah, I heard that too.
What?
I don't know
That
why.
is
That defense looks so good. I don't believe that
This
the Cowboys will
happens
be there.
every year.
Yeah, I don't believe they'll be there by week 4, week 5.
Don't be Pete
Cowboys.
Prisco. Be smart.
Yeah, but
That's
I got
it's a
Detroit
new
Lions
drop.
number 6, Dallas Cowboys number 5.
Jay, why'd you what him?
We got your mic's muted.
Oh,
Try it now. Try again.
your headphones might be.
I don't know if we're hearing. Let us know in the chat if you guys are hearing Jalen.
I'm not hearing
and
him,
we'll try to
no.
work on that here in a second. What was the question you just asked him? Oh, you asked him what he said about
Yeah,
the
we said
Cowboys.
You guys
Cowboys.
want me to hit my 5?
Yeah, I want to hit your 5. I mean,
Number 5.
pause.
Hey yo,
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Wow.
Not the Detroit Lions. I have a hard time of putting the Detroit Lions behind the Kansas City Chiefs. I know they weren't full strength. No Chris Jones, no Travis Kelce. But if you can go on the road and beat that team, you can beat you could beat them at home with those guys. That's how I looked at it. And I looked at it as the Detroit Lions earned their way. They win and won the game. They earned their way above the Kansas City Chiefs in my rankings.
I've got him number 4, so you just led me right to that. Kansas City Chiefs. You can't count on a team with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. We're
Who's your
coming down.
5?
What?
Who's your 5? Oh, Cowboys.
Yeah, Cowboys 5, Kansas City Chiefs 4. We need to hear your 4.
Can I? I'm gonna go 3 and 4 here because mine is a 3A, 3B. I have 2. There's a tie.
Come on.
There's a tie for 3rd.
I don't know if
Come
that's a thing we
on.
can do.
Can I not do that?
You can do
Chat,
whatever you want today.
Can I do a tie for 3rd?
No, it's your birthday. Do what you want.
It is my
Yeah.
it's Booner Day.
But
I
what-
make the rules around here.
But what's in that Kool-Aid over there, my guy?
Cheers.
I mean,
3A, 3B.
okay.
The Detroit Lions
Oh, you sick
and the
fuck.
Philadelphia Eagles.
Wow.
You sick fuck.
Are the Lions 3A?
I have the Lions 3B. But this is my legit reasoning. We talked about it yesterday on the show. I truly believe if the Detroit Lions and the Philadelphia Eagles played on Sunday at Ford Field and they weren't playing the Seahawks, that the Detroit Lions would beat the Philadelphia Eagles. I truly believe that. And if we're doing a power rankings, that's all a power rankings is. Who's the better team and who would beat who? The Detroit Lions, if they play I know they played Bill Belichick, and I know, but if you really watch that game, the Eagles struggled a little bit. They had some slip-ups.
Well, all right, do it 3-4 because I need to know who was 3 and who was 4.
4, I had the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
But it was tough because yesterday I did say I think the Lions are above the Eagles and they can beat the Eagles, so I didn't want to swap it. Okay. But more that I thought about it, the Eagles are the Eagles at the end of the day. They have built that defense a little bit more. They have a lot of weapons still. But I do think it's a 3A, 3B.
Easy. Do you think if the Eagles come to Ford Field this Sunday, they're not hypothetical, if they are playing the Lions this weekend, do they lose at Ford Field, the Eagles?
That's an easy answer.
That's a tough question, man. I mean, I definitely think it'd be a good game. I think it'd definitely be a good game.
Look at last year.
I can't definitively say one team would lose. It's truly a pick 'em. I mean, I don't know if I sound like a fanboy saying that, but I mean, look at the game they played week 1 last year. And remind you this too, like the Detroit Lions defense, the reason why it was so bad to begin the year last year, all first or second year guys. All guys that had not been in that system more than a year prior. Only Alex Gonzaloni and Lee McNeil were the only guys returning to that defense last year. So but they stuck stride for stride with the Philadelphia Eagles, who were absolutely stacked. And they're stacked again this year too. I don't think you're crazy saying the Detroit Lions could beat the Eagles.
100%. I think Sirianni's a good coach, and the Eagles will be there. Let's do our top 3.
Who do you think?
I guess it'll be our top 3 when we come back from break.
Okay.
You got to tell people about SMA, but real quick, Robert Lane, your comment, your donation disappeared on us in the chat, but I saw that $5 donation. Thank you so much. It has something to do with let's flood Ford Field with blue ski masks. I don't remember the rest of it, but man, the energy was awesome.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Booner.
All right, let me tell you guys about SMA because the sports marketing agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. If you or someone you know is struggling, head to thesportsma.com. That is thesportsma.com.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com. Have you ever argued with your little brother? How about some random guy you're stuck in a room with for an hour? Flannel Sam and Spencer Raxter are at each other's throats. One Spartan alumni and one Walmart Wolverine are locked in a room with nowhere to hide. You're welcome. Whether it's go blue or go green, you can go to woodwardsports.com for all the action. Coming soon to a device near you. Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Do you have football on the brain? Fall ushers in college and professional football, and this year is going to be awesome. Fall's also a perfect time to shop for your home and auto insurance. So shop it like a pro with Swiss Insurance. They cover Woodward Sports Network, and they should be covering you too. Ask for Mark at Swiss Insurance today at SwissINS.com. Again, that's Mark at Swiss Insurance today at SwissINS.com or call 248-800-4177. Booner Day!
Welcome back to Woodward Nights.
Happy birthday, Booner.
Booner birthday.
Let's go.
Let's go. I appreciate you guys a ton. Make sure, real quick, you guys hit that like button. We're at 103. Let's get to 125 by the end of this segment. Share the stream. Tell a friend, everyone about us so we can continue to grow Woodward Nights and keep on pushing.
Please. Also, did you guys just hear Jalen yell out, Happy birthday, Booner? Can we get a thumbs up or a yes or a no? We're trying to make sure if Jalen's mic's working for you guys. because he wants to talk about Brian Branch, which is coming up here in a few minutes.
We've got Brian Branch. But let's finish these our power rankings here. We have our top 3 to go.
Yeah.
Obviously, I just talked about mine. My third one, actually, 3A and 3B. So 3 and 4, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Detroit Lions at 4. Broder, who's your number 3?
I think Colin Cardboard heard Jalen. My number 3 is the Miami Dolphins.
Wow.
They look so good. They look so good on Sunday. The offense is electric. With the Tua Tyreek connection is insane. We didn't even get to see much Jalen Waddle. You got Raheem Mostert. They got Jeff Wilson. And they got a nasty defense. I like Miami.
Welcome to Miami.
I think I hear Jalen now. I heard a little hit on the mic there. But you know what's actually crazy that I left out? And actually, I'm going to switch my number 10. Can I switch my number 10 real quick?
Oh, out of the Bills, bring in the Raiders?
I want to take the Bills out, and I want to put the Los Angeles Chargers. And the only reason I'm doing that is because the Chargers were a possession or one stop away from winning that game. It wasn't like they just got destroyed. And I know the Chargers have struggled to kind of finish a lead. That was still a great football game. I could be crazy for switching that out and saying the Chargers at 10, but they could have won that football game easily. They stuck with it.
That's their problem.
But that is their problem, yes. But the thing is that if they get one stop, we're talking about the Chargers instead of the Dolphins.
I'm not.
And if I had to put a one-loss team, if I had to put a team that lost a game in my top 10 at 10, the best loss of the weekend goes to the Los Angeles Chargers. That's a fact, right?
Yes and no. The fact that it was the Chargers that lost it makes it the worst loss. Because that's exactly what happened to them in the playoffs last year. This is the narrative around Brandon Staley. They can't win these big games. They have all their offense was I've used electric a couple times, but Eckler and Kelly they went off, and they got Justin freaking Herbert. That's a game you have to win. I'm not rewarding them for losing that game.
2 comments in the chat. Well, the reason we're not rewarding them is because of the way they played last year. So
yeah.
But let me look at something here too, because there's 2 comments in the chat. One, Corey Barry Booner, you can't defend the Chargers after the meltdown of the playoffs. Well, I get that, but I'm basing them off the game that they played, and they scored 34 points. And then the other comment here was, didn't they give up 36 points? They gave up 36 points, yes, but we both have the Dolphins as a top 3 team, and they gave up 34 points to the Chargers.
Yeah.
So that's my thought on it. At 10, if you had to pick a team that lost, Chargers.
Fair. That's
who. I'll go number 2.
I can't get over this freaking Chargers top 10. Go number 2.
Number 2, I have the Miami Dolphins as well. I have the Miami Dolphins. I think they're the second best team after this week.
The fact that you do have the Dolphins at number 2 does bring your whole case together that it was a good loss. So I understand where you're at. I still disagree.
That's all right. Who's your number 2?
Damn straight. It's all right. The Philadelphia Eagles. Booner.
Watch your mouth.
Jeez.
The Eagles at number 2. You don't agree?
Oh no, you just said damn to Booner.
Yeah.
You know,
it's
Booner
Day.
his birthday. That'd be nice.
Come on, man.
Happy damn Booner Day.
Let's go.
Eagles at number 2.
Booner Day. Get like some T-shirts made up, like it's like a like.
Well, it would be too late for the occasion.
That's fair.
Like
smash that like button for Booner, boys.
Canada Day or like a day like that, to where it's like
beef away, Platty.
I don't know why I'm asking for a national holiday around here. I'm sorry, too much. No, my number 2. So I had the Dolphins. You had the Eagles.
I did.
All right, number 1. Who do you have? I think we both have the same one.
San Francisco 49ers.
They look unreal.
I don't know if there's a single hole in their roster.
Dude, they are scary, especially if we have to play them in the playoffs this year. That I'm genuinely easy. I don't know where you're at with that. I'm actually very, very scared of the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, Brock Purdy leveled up. Like last year, there was a lot of bootlegs, and it was kind of cutesy, and it was tough to stop because, I mean, the 49ers is a good team all around, but this year they're letting him drop back deep, and he's sitting back there. And not only is it just like doing it, but to do it against like a pass rush like Pittsburgh has. I mean, you're talking about Alex Highsmith and T.J. Watt. Like, that's risky business, but they let him do it, and guess what? He performed.
T.J. Watt still had 3 sacks in that game, and he still performed.
Yeah.
Brandon Ayuk looked like a number 1. The thing about them is you never know who's going to be their number 1 offensive weapon from week to week. They're so balanced just everywhere. It's wild. So we got San Francisco. We both got number 1. Our list changes around, but neither of us have the Packers in front of the Lions. So even if you have the Chargers at number 10, I'm cool with you if the Packers are
Try
behind.
to see here. Someone asked who drafted Bijan Robinson in our Woodward Sports League. I think it was BMG. Big Mike Gentry.
Was it?
I think he has Bijan Robinson. Someone was asking on there. I can't remember.
What about, was he at Bijan?
I think the Ski Mask Boy. Ski Mask Boy was asking who drafted Bijan.
Man, this is like not only Booner Day, but Ski Mask Boy's got to be his holiday today, too.
The best name over the last 24 hours.
Shout out. You should switch it to the blue Ski Mask Boy.
He's got a blue. On my screen, it's a blue, T.
Oh, no. Nobody said I have diarrhea on Booner Day. That's brutal.
No.
Yikes.
I'm sorry.
Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I wish I could. I actually don't wish I could help. I don't help with that.
But on that note, let's keep it running.
Yeah.
I don't know where we're going, but I just want to make a diarrhea joke.
You're okay.
I'm tired of
Nice.
this man.
Bro.
This guy's good.
He is.
You're so smooth, it almost didn't catch him sometimes.
Do you have any kids? Like, are you these dad jokes?
No.
He's just dad age. He's got the dad stash.
The fun uncle for my friends' kids.
All right,
I'm
that's
Uncle
fair.
Matt. Yeah. So
I'm working on finding a girlfriend over here.
Where did this come from?
We were talking about being a fun uncle and being a dad.
What's going on right now?
Booner, what?
I'm just throwing it out there. I'm working on settling down a little bit, boys.
He's talking about his friends.
Yeah, you're talking about kids.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm sorry that my head went straight to that. I just said I'm looking at settling
Hello,
down, boys.
darkness, mom.
All right, again, real quick.
There's a nice day out. Yeah, Booner's like, yeah, I really wish I had a girlfriend, though.
I've been thinking about it the last few days.
The Lions are going to take the Seahawks to Pound Town. Yeah, I wish I had a girlfriend, though.
it's about to be cuffing season.
It is.
Yeah, it is winter. You know, I've already hibernated up. I'm already big enough over here.
Dude, you got the black card. By the way, when is that read coming up?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Soon.
Yeah, actually, I'm getting it.
In 4 minutes.
I have to go pick it up. Is it actually?
In 4 minutes, you got the Planet Fitness black card read. But Booner is the new black card owner, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you so much. I got that for my birthday from Planet Fitness.
Where your fitness is essential.
So we're going to move on from the power rankings. I think that was really good, a great segment that we did there. Actually, that was fun, especially with Easy here. But Easy, hopefully you stick around because we were talking a little Brian Branch a little bit after this. I know Broder spoke with him yesterday. There was a lot of clips from the press conference yesterday with Brian Branch that we do have, but I think he was probably the biggest standout of last week. Brian Branch. So we have to touch on it. Him being able to speak in front of the media this week. We have some clips. If you want to talk a little bit about what you heard from him, Broder, because you were there in person. You were from me to you away from Brian Branch yesterday.
Yeah, he's such a great kid. Like you can tell he's very thoughtful with his responses. He doesn't want to say the wrong thing, but he just starts speaking from his heart, and you can tell he did very well on Sunday, but knows, or at least shared with us, he's got a lot of things that he's still trying to clean up. But the way he talked about celebrating with his teammates, their experience in the locker room after the game when Dan Campbell called him out for coming up with a big pick six right when they needed a turnover.
Yeah.
This is something I have a clip of here in a second. Just the way he responded to that, it painted a picture of what the locker room looks like when no one's watching it. It shows how close that this team really is, where Brian Branch, a rookie that usually, especially in the NFL, rookies don't have a huge voice, especially in the locker room, but they all respect each other. And when Brian Branch made a play, they were as excited for him as if it were C.J. Gardner-Johnson. So
and one thing with that, too, is watching the press conference, which we'll have these videos in a sec, but just like how professional he is as a rookie, you know, coming from Bama, Nick Saban, and just the way he approaches the game. He's not a guy that cares about his individual accomplishments. You could just tell the way he talks about some of these questions that were asked. He's already so professional as a rookie. He's played one game in the NFL, and he's already that mature, and he's selfless. Like, everything he was saying was about the team. He doesn't care if he gets an interception for a pick six. All he wants to do is win and help the team out and be around the guys in the locker room and just have that, you know, that's what Bama was built on. And I think it's unbelievable that we have a guy like him in the locker room coming right away, dominating as a rookie, and already making an imprint on the league.
Yes.
Week one. And the fact that he's not a guy that's going to go out there and be like, oh, I'm going to go get another interception. I'm going to get another. Like, no, he's about the team, and he's about building the program. And these are those Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes guys that we all talk about. I'm pumped. I'm pumped for Brad.
You know who's busting out of the booth just wanting to say something here? Nick.
You can't, bro.
I'm going to say one thing. You know who missed out on Brian Branch on Saturday was Alabama's defense getting absolutely torn up by Texas. They really did.
Yeah.
They needed him
Yeah,
back.
that
He's
video
that
of him
kind of
talking about
leader.
Texas.
He's that kind of leader. They needed a guy like Brian Branch, and I'm so glad he's in our program after he left that Alabama team.
Right.
Jalen, Brian Branch, that's your guy.
You know, let me talk to you.
And you'll get more time, too.
Mike's
so.
back for 30 seconds.
We're back, baby.
I called it. I said he was going to make an impact. First game, pick 6. He doesn't wear any sleeves, wristbands, or socks. Do you see what he plays in?
Savage
Tights all the
mode.
way up.
He's like
nothing. He's
Savage
created-
mode.
Chubb.
He has no Madden alternate points, no VC, no money, no nothing. He comes out there and he balls. I'm happy. Top 3 defensive rookie, in the NFL. He's gonna get 5 picks this year. Book it. I said 5.
I think he gets 5. I think he wins defensive rookie of the year.
Say it again.
Brian Branch wins defensive rookie of the year this year.
I'm on fire, man.
I don't know. I know Will Anderson. I think there's a legit chance that Brian Branch wins the defensive rookie of the year. I don't see how he's going to be in the conversation.
Dude, that would make me so happy.
But real quick, if you want to be like Brian Branch, you want to get some interceptions, some pick sixes, let me tell you where you can go. Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and I mean anyone, they even let Booner in there, me, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. We are here to help you build a lasting, active lifestyle. At Planet Fitness, you will be experiencing squeaky clean gyms that has a ton of equipment, full body workout in just 30 minutes. And all membership includes fitness training. For more information or to join today, just like me, you can go visit your local Planet Fitness or www.planetfitness.com. That is Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. Try our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. Turn up the heat with Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. Upgrade those regular fries with our chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries. Hit your sweet tooth with funnel cake fries or Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake. Load up on all your favorites today at Big Boy.
What could be better than watching athletes like Braylon Edwards and Darren McCarty play golf? It's playing golf yourself and being treated like a celebrity. That is what you can do at Randy Wise. If you stop into any Randy Wise dealership, you've got a chance to play golf like a celebrity. That includes VIP transportation, free golf to one of Michigan's best tracks, and a tasty steak dinner. Compliments of one of our other amazing sponsors, Fairway Packing Co. So why don't you make the wise decision and get to Randy Wise today for your chance to win. And we're there we go.
I feel like AG put us in a good coverage right there on 3rd and 6. We had a crossing by 1, and Jerry was doing a good job sticking with him across the field. And, if Kadarius would have caught it, it would have just been a tackle, and we would have been off the field. But thankfully, he tipped it. Well, he dropped it, basically, and I was able to pick it. And, picking off Mahomes, that's a great feeling.
Man, welcome back here to Woodward Nights. My name is Booner. We've got Broder, Jalen, and Nick here. Our whole crew, late night crew. We put the work in here. But we just heard from Brian Branch. And real quick, if you guys can, hit that like button. Let's get to 150 by the end for Brian Branch and for my birthday today. Hit that 150, and then we'll hit 200 next. But we just heard from Brian Branch about the pick six, the play heard around the world on Thursday night. What are our thoughts on that? Because I love hearing him talk about, one, the instincts. He's just like, I had the instincts to get it. I know the question right after that was, how do you go from about to tackle the guy and blow it up to just all of a sudden just that instinct to catch the ball when you see him drop it while you're about to go tackle him. And he's just instincts. And when you're a ball hawk like Brian Branch, CJ Gardner-Johnson, Kirby Joseph.
Tell him.
That is exactly what you have. And that is guys that Brad Holmes has brought in to this team to say, hey, how do you win games in the NFL? You create turnovers. Brian Branch, CJ Gardner-Johnson, and Kirby Joseph, 3 safeties there. Tracy Walker, ball hawks. And that's what he basically said there was, hey, it just felt like the instinct took over, and I picked it off. Luckily, he dropped it. I just think every week you're going to see one of these guys get a pick. I'm not going to lie. One of these 3 or 4 guys, these safeties, will have a pick almost every week, I feel like.
And you say, luckily he dropped it, which led to the interception. My favorite part of it is if he didn't drop it, Brian Branch was in position to make the tackle in front of the line of scrimmage to force a 4th down. And he led that statement with a AG, Coach Aaron Glenn, their defensive coordinator, had him in the right position, had the players in the right position. Jerry Jacobs had been trailing his responsibility, the receiver he was covering across the field, and he was in the right position to make the tackle, which would have been a massive play. But Kadarius Toney dropped it. Brian Branch was there to catch it one-handed and take it to the house, where he was like 20.7 miles per hour after he caught the interception, which was like the fastest recorded time of any player during that game. Pretty wild.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
I know we have another video here if we want to throw that one up too and kind of watch.
Yeah,
see this other
let
one.
me preface this one for you real quick. This is Brian talking about a locker room moment. Apparently Dan Campbell had spoken in the locker room, and I think the clip's out there. Is this paused, or can I keep talking?
Go ahead, bro.
Okay. Oh, my God. That's Brian Branch. And I'll be really quick. He basically, Dave Campbell was like, we needed a big turnover here, and BB came up huge. So this is him responding to the question about what that feel like in the locker room, having Coach Campbell call you out like that.
Coach talks about needing a takeaway, and all of a sudden all your teammates are saying, BB, BB.
Oh, that was a very proud moment. You
Jalen,
know,
I
my
can't hear it. I
teammates.
don't know if the people in the chat can.
I love them. You know,
Coach talks about needing a takeaway, and all of a sudden all your teammates are saying, BB, BB.
Oh, that was a very proud moment. You know, my teammates. I love them. You know, we have great chemistry. You know, I'll ride for them. So, just them have my back. I got their back as well.
BB. Let's go, BB.
There's how close that team is.
It is. And when did he get to Allen Park? How many months ago?
4 or 5 months ago.
4 or 5 months
May.
ago. And it's already like they've been together for years, it feels like, from that conversation. And to have that chemistry from a guy that a 2nd-round pick who should have been a 1st-round pick to come in instantly and start making that impact and be a part of that secondary. And they love him.
I love him.
Perfect segue. Jalen,
I love him.
Go.
Okay, so let me talk to you, right?
Yeah, Brian Branch.
Everybody's game, whose game is it? Everybody's saying Brian Branch. Yeah. Like I said before, Brian Branch is here, man. He's, shout out to Trash Talk for that quote, LA Knight. I think he's the most important outside of, Chauncey and Hutch on that defense. I like Kerr, but I think Brian Branch is like the X factor on like defense. Everyone knows what he can do. Everyone knows how he plays, but you don't know what to do with him. He's gonna, he's everywhere on the field. You know what I mean? He can play nickel, he can play cornerback, he can do everything, right? So I think him playing this year, him getting more PT, him getting out there, more reps, top 3 defensive rookie of the year. He might scratch a Pro Bowl alternate if to be technical, but I think he'll be the 3rd most important player on the team. And I'm gonna keep saying that every week because I was the first one to get on that bandwagon, which was not a bandwagon because I already knew what 32 was gonna do. Bars.
Let's go, Jalen.
Checkmate.
You said it night one. Night one, you made your statement. We were talking all Pro Bowls, all that. You said Brian Branch could be that guy for the Lions.
And he will be.
Did you know, though, you talked about his swag, his how he wears his jersey. By showing skin, by not having his socks all the way up to his knees, he gets fined for that. First offense is a little over $5,000.
Did he officially get fined?
$5,150, I believe. But then each game that he does it again, that number triples. So it goes to $15,000 the next game that he shows skin. And I don't know the real language, but it's a real thing.
Do you know the best part about having Brian Branch on this team? Is that they signed CJ Gardner-Johnson to a 1-year deal, and he learns from him. I know I've said that before.
No, it's huge. Repeat it.
That is a huge asset for Brian Branch, is to have CJ I don't know if you guys noticed in that game Thursday, C.J. Gardner-Johnson was everywhere on the field. He's talking all the time. I know Brian Branch might not be as vocal and more kind of quieter, but just to get that energy and just learning from one of the best safeties in the NFL, right off the bat, and playing besides him, I love it. Shout out Jake Cruz, and I learned from Booner. I don't know what he learned, but yes.
Cool. I want to ask the chat something, but first, and before we get to the third video, Jalen, while I'm talking here, do you think you could do a poll that who is the most impactful rookie versus the Chiefs? Branch, Gibbs, Campbell, or Laporta? And while he's doing that, I want to ask the chat. I was scrolling back up during the break, and there's some pretty amazing nicknames that people are sending out there for Brian Branch. We got BB Gun, B2. Actually, those are my two. Sorry, I didn't mean to read that. We got.
He started reading his own comments.
Wait, those sound familiar. We got B2 Bomber. Ooh. We got Honey Brancher. Woo! We got where's this one? Buttered Bread from Tom Izzo. We got where are these ones? I had a whole list of good ones up. The Honey Brancher is one that keeps popping up. What are some of those that you guys think? Give me some new nicknames while we keep this conversation going.
Don't say Steve Wild. We're not saying that one.
You almost got me, Steve.
Big Booner.
Be ruthless. I love that. Honey Brancher. B2 Bomber fits. B2 Bomber.
Yeah, B2 Bomber might be the one.
I love that one, no doubt.
Can we say that Woodward Knights started that nickname and get that out there?
Let's do it.
Yeah, I don't see why not. If people can spread rumors about DK Metcalf, they can CJ Gardner-Johnson soft.
One thing, like, I know out of camp, everything was about this Brian Branch and how, like, electric he can be in that defense. And then first game, he brings it. It's everything you want to see out of a rookie. You hear all of the hype, and then he finally does it week one against the best quarterback in the whole entire league. It's so beautiful to see.
Olive Branch, B2 Bomber, Big
B2
Hit Branch.
B232. I like
B232.
that one.
I like R2D2.
That's a good one, too.
I see you, Tyler.
I like that one. That was tough.
Bam Bam.
So who we got in this poll? Brian Branch is really taking it. Gibbs looked good. Brian Branch is really, really rising here.
Real quick, can I tell you guys?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Sorry. I'm just excited. Just do it,
Let me tell
Booner.
you guys real quick, if you guys want to talk about more nicknames, more Detroit Lions, and the Detroit Lions victories, tune in to the Woodward Sports post-game show. Tom Mazaway will be hosting our Lions post-game show after every Lions game all season long. And Stick up there. I know you guys see Stick. Shout out Stick. Tune in on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off-the-press takes, game analysis, Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You do not want to miss out. Make sure you tune in on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel directly after every single Detroit Lions game.
All right, Booner,
I feel like we have a very special rookie class. I feel like every last one of us holds each other to a high standard, and every day we work hard to reach that standard, and just us holding each other accountable to that high standard. I feel like this is going to be a special year.
I love that because he's not wrong too. This rookie class is very, very special.
I just need you to trust me. That's all.
Yes. You just have to trust Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, because all of the talk about is this rookie class, you get a running back at 12, linebacker 18, Brian Branch falls to you in the second round, you go another tight end here in the second round to start the second round. They got their guys in there, and from Brian Branch, the way he just said that, they're gelled. And it's not just the rookie class; it's this whole football team, man.
It is,
and that culture, everything. I love this interview. If you guys haven't yet, go watch that full Brian.
The Lions
Branch
have it
interview.
posted on their YouTube.
Yeah, because it is unbelievable the way Brian Branch goes about his business. I love this. I love this kid.
But if you guys go and view it before 10 p.m., just keep our tab open. Maybe put us on mute for a second, and then go over and watch that.
Smack that like button. We're 22 away from 150. Let's hit it.
But I can't explain everything that I see in here in the locker room when I'm able to go cover the Lions there, but the way that they all act around each other, there's so many different groups of friends, and there's so many different personalities, but there's just like this even-keeled respect across the entire locker room. And it's even respect for the media. I mean, not everyone likes speaking to the media, but there are guys who are friendly, who are open, who want to talk or want to help us and see us succeed. What were you going to say?
I would say there's one big thing about all of that is the coaching staff being former players. I heard someone on a different network, I can't remember what it was or who mentioned it. Someone in the chat might have seen the same thing, but they mentioned how a guy like Dan Campbell, typically, you have these coaches around the NFL who they walk in the locker room and players, they get quiet. They stop talking. They turn their heads. They walk out of the locker room. They don't want to be around the head coach all the time. But a guy like Dan Campbell is you want to be around him. He's a player. He's a former player. He knows what it's like to be in these locker rooms. He's just a dude's dude who wants to go in there and throw a dip in, drink some coffee, and sit there with the boys and just talk in the locker room. And I think that's one part about, like you said, this team kind of being together and the rookie class molding together, and everyone having respect for each other and knowing each other, and you're building that. And the fact it starts from the higher ups. It starts from Brad Holmes too, but it starts from Dan Campbell, who's a former player who could walk in the locker room and probably crack open a beer with a guy like Brian Branch.
You think as a player he was a tight end, which meant he's in the position like Sam Laporta that is involved in so many different rooms on that team. Like he spends a lot of time with the offensive line, with the big boys, the dudes in the trenches all game long.
Yeah.
But he's also in the huddle and spends a lot of time in the QB room and the wide receiver room with the stereotypical divas, the those guys on the outside. And there's a different way to communicate and interact with them. And knowing that from your experience as a tight end playing, I gotta imagine that's helped his communication as a head coach.
It's the best thing that we have Broder on the show. The fact that he's in the locker room with these guys and we're able to just kind of like pick your brain about what it's like being in that locker room. It's going to be huge all season. And Broder will be covering games at Ford Field, so he will be there in person, seeing every single game. He'll be able to get videos, different things for us to be able to play on here. But let me tell you guys real quick about a defense like the Detroit Lions. Guardian Alarm. Customized solutions for real experts. Our professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call us anytime, day or night, and know that Guardian team members will be there and stay on the phone as long as you need. Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that has been proven to work and people who are proven to care. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
For over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company has provided Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef, Wagyu beef, and dry-aged beef. You can experience the Fairway difference for yourself today. Visit the steak shop at Grosse Pointe Woods for grab-and-go steaks or order online at fairwaypacking.com. Check out Frank Ragnow right now.
We're going to go here. We're going to stay here.
Felt good.
There we go.
Just for me individually, it's cool to be able to play with 4 freak shows like that. It makes my job a lot easier, especially having in the interior, having Jonah and Big V by my side, 2 animals. So that definitely helps, and just to be able to get together and finally play together after we've been talking about it, which seems like years, it was cool.
Dude, how about that? Oh, they're back.
I love when we have these press conferences. I love hearing some of these players. Like the Brian Branch one got me pumped up. And Frank Ragnow got me pumped up as well. So, real quick, make sure you guys welcome back to Woodward Nights on Booner. Booner
birthday!
Yes, it's Booner Day.
Birthday boy.
National holiday. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys hit that like button for us if you have not already. We have 220 watching, 138 likes. Let's hit that like button. But Broder, Tell us a little bit about what it was like there with Frank Ragnow and kind of those comments with the offensive line, because this offensive line, number 2, number 3 in the whole NFL.
It's everything you would want to hear from a center, and I'd encourage you to, again, go watch the full clip after the show. The way he talked about the guys next to him, the freak shows around him, he means that with all due respect, having a guy like Jonah Jackson to his left and Halapoulivaati Vaitai to his right, that's right. It's such a huge benefit to a center, and a center of his caliber. We think he's a top 3 in the league, but to have those two guys back, and then he's got Taylor Decker and Penei Sewell covering the tackle positions. He talked about later in that interview how loud it was at Arrowhead playing the Chiefs, and how having that relationship with Vaitai and Jonah Jackson makes that communication all that much easier. And he referenced that. I know I have a video we're going to show here in a second about what he recommends you fans do at Ford Field, but hearing just how he explains his teammates on that offensive line in a game where they dominated up front was amazing.
And the biggest thing about all of this is the first time we've seen these 5 guys all together.
Yes.
Like completely, fully healthy. And I know like Taylor Decker right now has a little injury in the toe with Frank. But being able to see all of them together and hearing Frank Ragnow talk about how this whole offensive line just has a bunch of freaks and dudes on this line. Not even with this offensive line. Look at the guys behind him, behind them. Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. You have a guy like Jared Goff, who's a very, very solid quarterback. It's unbelievable to me that you have a top 3 offensive line, and now you have them fully healthy for the first time, basically ever.
Yeah.
And you guys know that Dan Campbell meme? Just that right now, that's all I think about with this team and with this offensive line.
3 toes, I will beat your ass.
Doesn't matter if you have 1 ass cheek or 3 toes, I will beat your ass.
I'll have no toes and no ass cheeks, and I'll do that.
Whoa. Good. That was a good one.
You know what I mean?
You segued into the David Montgomery. David Montgomery, Jalen, could you play the clip of him talking about that touchdown win? Touchdown run?
It was a good play all week in practice for us. And for those guys, especially Big V and Penei on the front side of that, they had a great double team, and that really kind of made everything happen. And Laporta had a good block, I'm pretty sure, and then David did the rest, man. It was cool.
Oh, he called it out right there.
The Laporta block, too. Like, that's one thing that we don't talk about is Laporta versus the Kansas City Chiefs. He had a huge block. Like, these guys are in the trenches. They're fighting. And Frank he's at the center of all of it, literally.
There we go. You're
learning. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Bit. I got one in. 6 show.
Frank, sometimes you don't understand. He's actually a pretty funny guy, and I love to see his personality come out a little bit. And I know you all are wondering about his toe, his inoperable toe he's been dealing with. He made a pretty funny comment about the training staff, and specifically called out Brett Fisher, who joined the Detroit Lions organization in February of 2023 as the team's new director of player health and performance. And he gets he's got wide respect around the league and in the locker room. Here's what Ragnow had to say about Brett Fisher and his toe.
Oh, he's awesome, man. He tells me he thinks more about my toe than he does his wife sometimes, which is tough. I feel bad about that, but he really puts forth his best effort every single day, trying to think about how to put me in the best positions, and I'm very, very grateful for that, because he's all those guys in there. They're all great dudes, and they work their tails off to put everybody in the right position, whether that's prehab or rehab. They've been great on emphasizing that, and I think the whole team is really feeling it.
I want to touch on something with that real quick. I see Jeff's in the chat. Appreciate you. Chris in the chat. Thank you guys. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. But Jeff and I had a conversation on a show a few months back. I don't know if he remembers this. And I kind of called out. I didn't call out because they probably never heard it. And I didn't have this platform at the time. It was kind of on my own YouTube channel.
But now it's Booner Day.
But I mentioned the Detroit Lions training staff and medical staff. In years past, it's been a situation to where you have guys consistently out. Offensive linemen, you always have injuries. You have different, the rehab, prehab, all of that stuff. It felt like it wasn't up to date, and it felt like there was always issues. It was like that with the Chargers medical staff for a while when they had the ruptured lung. They had different things going on, and that's a big part of the team. And the fact that Frank came out, and I think this is a new medical staff and a new whole crew that they have here the last year or two. And it shows. And Frank mentioned it there with that toe, is they've told him, hey, there's going to be days you have to sit out for practice. As much as you hate it, we need you Sundays. We need you game days. That is a huge part of this Lions organization, probably that started with Sheila and Brad and said, hey, we need to make sure that we're healthy.
Yes.
Because in the past, you're always missing an offensive lineman. You're always missing a big-time defender. You're always missing a key piece, and you're never fully healthy. And we get it. It's the NFL. You're going to have guys hurt. But when you have a staff that's really, really locked in and wants to keep these guys safe and prehab and rehab, all of that, I think that is huge. That is massive. And I love to hear that from Frank Ragnow, because that was something 3 or 4 months ago when the toe came out that we all were questioning, like, is this an actual issue the next few years? They're taking care of it. Shout out to the Lions for really locking in on that.
I'm really glad you called out Sheila and Brad, because the confidence does start at the top. You know, the training staffs, especially now with modern medicine, there's even more of a focus on not just keeping your players healthy, but getting players back from injury as quickly as possible. They know with the game the way it is, and really across all sports, they know people are going to get injured. Players are going to get injured. So how quickly can we get them back? And we've seen Brad Holmes continually draft players with injuries in college, whether it's Hendon Hooker, whether it's Josh Paschal. He's done it before, and even signing free agents, bringing in Emmanuel Mosley.
Yeah.
He's not, excuse me, he's not going to do that if he doesn't have confidence in that training staff. So you love to see it. You love to see it. Before we go to break, I think we should just let him out with this one last Ragnow video. He's talking about, he's actually giving the fans at Ford Field a little guide to how to act on Sunday. We're going to hold off. We're going to do that video here in a second.
And real quick, before we go to break, if he's working on the video, Corey Berry said no team stays 100%. Injuries are part of the game, and that's 100% true.
Yes.
But if you can have a medical staff and that keeps you as close to 100% through the full season as possible, that is the end goal.
Yeah.
You don't want to constantly be having to shuffle around your offensive line because 2 or 3 guys are hurt. You don't want to be shuffling around defensive line, secondary. And now we do have the depth on this team to do that.
Yeah.
But if you have the correct medical staff to help stay at 100%, as close to 100%, that's another part of the game. That's like offense versus defense matchup versus another team. It's a matchup versus other teams. Can you stay healthier than those other teams throughout the whole season? Because everyone has injuries in the playoffs.
As we talked about with the Seahawks coming in and the Chiefs were dealing with their own. So I think we got that video. This is Ragnow's guide to how the fans should act throughout the game.
I think just super quiet when we're on offense and super loud when they're doing that communication at the line of scrimmage, as loud as you can while we're on defense. Like that messes with you. With the center QB communication, either center to everybody else, that communication, when you can't hear, it makes it a lot harder.
There it is. So let me tell you real quick about Mark White Real Estate, because when you're buying or selling real estate, flexibility and control over the sales process is key. Sellers, how would you like the freedom to cancel your listing agreement at any time for any reason with no penalty? Well, that's exactly what you can do with the Mark White and Associate offer of the minute-by-minute listing agreement. So try Mark White's risk-free minute-to-minute listing agreement today. Looking to buy or sell real estate? Visit markwhitesells.com or call 248-290-8242. Again, that's markwhitesells.com, where flexibility meets success.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports. Woodward and Main Street. The Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Just in time for football, Glorious Cannabis is dropping a new ice water bubble hash infused pre-roll called Honolulu Blue. It smells so good, it's like the whiff of the first playoff win in 31 years. It's a gassy, aggressive strain named in the honor of Detroit football. If you haven't had one of these ice water pre-rolls, you are missing out. So smooth. Find them at Dispo Dispensary for 25% off. Use code Woodward Glorious. www.gloriouscanna.com.
Glorious.
Oh, great song.
That was
great,
nice.
Great song.
Good
The
job,
one
man.
that I was
Good
just
job,
about
man.
to sing?
Yeah.
That I can't sing, but
I think it's a song.
you know how it's stepping in?
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight and hitting those likes. I really appreciate that. If you could do that one more time. Actually, I'm probably going to ask you one more time before we wrap up, but we're coming down the final stretch.
We're almost at 200 for my birthday.
Birthday,
We got 213 people watching. Can we get to 200, please?
To do so, I got to tell you about a fellow beat writer who I've gotten to know a little bit over the last couple of months, but he's a reporter for the Detroit News. His name is Justin Rogers, and he's an incredible writer. Go check out his stuff after the show, but he shared a tweet this morning, if Jalen, you could put it up, talking about the new team that's going to be broadcasting the Lions game this Sunday. Booner, what do you have to say about this?
This is huge. They basically stepped up, and Fox gave us the A team.
The A team.
They say the Detroit Lions, they're moving the needle, and they're playing. This is a huge game in Detroit. They know what's going on, and I remember. I don't know if you guys remember. At least
you said in the show the other day, you talked about the Dallas Cowboys are not America's team anymore.
And today, E&E, Ryan came out and said the same thing. It's something that I think everyone's starting to feel, that around America, around the world, the Dallas Cowboys, no one likes them anymore. They're no longer America's football team. It's the Detroit Lions. I'll say it every single day until it starts to get out there more and more. But the fact here, and I know E&E kind of touched on this already, but the fact that the Detroit Lions are getting the A team, one of my favorite play-by-play guys or color commentators, Greg Olson, does a great job. The fact that we're gonna see him on the Detroit Lions game, I'm so pumped. Kevin Burkhardt, great dude. Tom Rinaldi, Aaron Andrews, it's a squad, and this is what happens when you start winning games and you become one of the better teams in the NFL. You start getting you start getting this, and the best part about it is everyone in the country will be tuned into this game. Everyone's going to see the blue ski mask. Everybody's going to see what Ford Field is like. Everybody's going to notice that the Ford Field is one of the toughest places to play in the NFL. That's when the tides start to turn, is when you have the A team come in. Fox will have the game, and it's going to be on national. It's going to be everywhere, and people are going to tune in. They're going to be flipping through their channels. Oh, Detroit Lions, Seahawks. Oh, Kevin Burkhardt, Greg Olson. Oh, Aaron Andrews, Tom Rinaldi. Oh, the Detroit Lions are back, and they're here to stay, and the Ford Field is going to be rocking, and they're going to have the number one home field advantage in the NFL, and they are America's team. Just like Ryan said today, just like we've been talking about, they are America's football team. This right here proves that.
Book it.
Throw my pen.
Just bounced right up in your face, didn't it?
And I caught it again.
Dude, don't you feel like Lions fans almost feel like they have something to prove now? Like not to say bring up the 12th man again, but we spent all offseason following the Lions, covering the Lions, rooting for the Lions. Now it's almost like this home opener is all the fans' first chance to get out there and really prove to themselves, especially after all the national recognition this last week, these last 2 weeks. You have to go prove yourself. All right, Ford Field is better than Arrowhead. Ford Field is louder than Arrowhead.
And it's been like...
I challenge you.
It's been so long, or really, like, most of these Lions fans, like myself included, our whole lifetime, we really haven't had this. I know the Stafford, Kelvin Johnson era and that era there, but we haven't had this to where it's like you have a chance to compete for a Super Bowl. The Detroit Lions have a chance to go to the playoffs and win the division since 1991 and win a playoff game. Like, we have not felt this, or the Detroit Lions fans have not felt this in so long. So the fact that all of these things are starting to come together, the Detroit Lions win week 1. They beat the defending champs. Now you have one of the most anticipated home openers of all time. They bring in the A team. It's just everything's aligning, and I think the fact that the Detroit Lions fans have been holding in all of this energy and this built up where you haven't won in so long, it's just built up, and now it's just going to unleash the beast, and everything's going to get let out here.
Can you believe that the Buccaneers have won the NFC North more recently than the Lions?
It's crazy.
They aren't even in the division anymore.
I'm still in shock that we haven't won it, or the Detroit Lions haven't won it in that long. It's very, very shocking.
We all expect that to change this year. Nick, tell the people about Academy of Warren.
Let's go, Nick.
At Academy of Warren, they have a brand new state-of-the-art Sports Dome Fieldhouse that has regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field, and can be used for 7-on-7 football. K through 8 that features AM and PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, and K through 8 athletics. Their Academy of Warren is now accepting new enrollment. Go to academyofwarren.net.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
You're a good coach, Tim. Oh, great shot.
Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports, and some, well, not so much.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, shit. Go in.
Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Calling all landscapers, how would you like to landscape like a legend? Register for your chance for 4-time Stanley Cup winner Darren McCarty to work your crew for a day. That is right, Darren McCarty on your zero turn, weed whipping and edging for your favorite clients. Sign up today at OutdoorEquipCo.com. That is OutdoorEquipCo.com.
Oh, and we're back, and we're coming down the final stretch. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined us tonight. This is Booner's birthday. This is Booner's Day. Booner, happy birthday, brother.
Booner! Thank you, Booner Day. This is one of my favorite days of the year.
It's been so much fun doing this with you tonight. Please, everybody, for Booner, get a few more likes in there. Your presence here has been awesome. Also, give some mailbag questions. Ask us anything. I see one from Ski Mask Boy. Who leads the NFL in points scored? I'm going to go with, are you asking for a team or player? Because your next question, who leads the NFL in points against? For the first one, Booner, I'm just going to phrase to you, who leads the NFL in points scored?
Points scored, like per game?
And don't say a kicker. No, give me a player. Who's going to score a ton of points?
Oh, that's a great question.
Hey. I'm going to go with Christian McCaffrey. Oh, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Think he's going to get in the end zone a lot?
I do. I think he has a big year. It's like that Justin Jefferson. And Christian McCaffrey's a good one, too.
How about this mailbag? Who leads the NFL in points against? And I'll just flip it on you. A team. Who's going to be the best defensive team?
Ooh. Who was it last year? Let me see. Last year was the Dallas Cowboys. I think they go back-to-back. That Cowboys defense. They already held the Giants to 0. They're ahead of everyone else at 0. I think they shut a few teams out. Not the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions scored 30 on them. But I think the Dallas Cowboys go back-to-back. The defense is great. As much as I had them at 6 in my power rankings, I think the Cowboys.
Nick, Jalen, do you guys have a take on this?
Yeah, I got San Fran. They're going to be a problem.
They're so nasty.
They really are with Bosa and all the boys.
Javon Hargrave get a sack in that game. Just like, all right, sure, we'll just fill in with top 3 defensive tackle in the league. Jalen, who's going to be the best defensive team?
The Niners. I think
That's a good one too.
I don't want to just piggyback like what he said, but like I mean, it's the most obvious answer to me, so I'm going Niners, man.
Love that. Be Ruthless asks mailbag.
This is a good one.
Happy birthday, Booner.
Thank you,
start.
Be Ruthless. Thank you.
And what do y'all think about the Honey Brancher? We all know who that is now. Honey Brancher Sunday for at least one pick and one sack.
I'll let you. I want you to go first on this one.
I think he's going to get one of the two.
I want it.
I want it. I think he's gonna go one of the two. I think he gets his sack this game. I actually think C.J. Gardner-Johnson comes down with a pick.
Really?
I do. I mean, he almost had two in the opener.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love CJ getting one. I was over here. I was just looking for bets here. I wanted to see what the odds were for Brian Branch or CJ Gardner-Johnson. Because last week, if you guys remember, we all were CJ Gardner-Johnson's going to get one. And he wasn't even on the sports book. They kept him off the sports book.
That's a fail.
I do agree. I don't think Brian Branch gets a sack. I will say an interception, though. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, I think these safeties, at least one of these safeties will have an interception in each game.
Yeah.
Almost, not each game maybe, but almost every single game.
I think with those two tackles out, I think we're going to get a lot of pressure. I think I just stole
boom,
Nick's comment.
boom.
I'll let you finish it for me.
Winner, chicken dinner, Broder. Yeah, it's the no, yeah. He's definitely he has a good opportunity to get his sack with the tackles out, and the communication at that line, like Frank was talking about, it makes them really hard to pick up the reads and which way are people coming from. Sneak them off the end there. Mm-hmm. On the other side of Hutch and Houston, Geno might get deleted.
He's a little bit mobile. Like, he's not a running quarterback, but he's mobile, so he's going to make himself available.
I really do love. I really do love C.J. Gardner-Johnson touchdown this weekend.
Touchdown.
Or not touchdown, I'm sorry, interception. I'm sorry, apologize. That would have been a pick six. That would be awesome if that happens. But no, interception for sure. Because think about this. Last week, he had two interceptions he just basically dropped. Just right through his hands. And obviously, they both were tough.
And guys like him and Brian Branch are all over the field. Like, they have opportunities. They're not just around the line of scrimmage.
I want to look here, too, real quick.
Look.
Let me look at this stat. Actually, Geno Smith did not throw an interception versus us last year. So I think this year C.J. Gardner-Johnson gets one.
Let it fly.
Hey, somebody called me Grover in the chat.
Grover?
Yes.
Like the president?
No.
Like a dog?
No.
Grover. Is that like a Sesame Street character?
The blue guy, the flying one. Yeah, Grover Sesame Street.
That's what it is, Sesame Street?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What a take.
Oh, Grover. I don't know. It doesn't look like a human. Looks happy, though. You're a happy guy.
Please. Oh
Did you know? And Peaceful Tim hinted at this in the chat, but there's a handful of Lions fans that actually can't legally wear ski masks because it's against a parole violation for, I don't know if it's felons or it's against parole or probation. You can't cover your face up with a ski mask in public.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a question for you, Corey Berry. Who returns to being active, Bugs or Broderick Martin?
Wow.
Because I mean, you're at the building. I mean, I could make a guess.
Great question.
I can't give an answer to that though. You're at the building. You have more. You see practice and stuff.
And this is going to be total speculation. They haven't told me. They haven't told anybody in the media. In fact, Bugs practiced today and was a full go. I think it is going to be Bugs. I think they're going to work him back into the lineup.
Like to hear that. I love to hear that.
Long term, it is certainly Broderick Martin, but last week was so weird with the stuff that happened with Bugs. Like, I feel like I don't know if this is me just thinking too player coach of Dan Campbell. I think they're going to find a way to make him happy again without just, giving him his job back. I don't know. Pure speculation. I think it's going to be Bugs, but I do want to see Broderick Martin more.
I do too. I think either one, just to get either one kind of involved, especially with the tackles kind of, I guess they wouldn't really go up against him much, but you know what I mean. I think kind of this is a chance to get one of those guys going a little bit.
They both got the Chevy City on 24s. You dig, Ski Mask Boy?
What was that? Sorry.
He's on fire, yeah, Broder.
I got to give credit to the Ski Mask Boy on that one. I had to.
They didn't catch that one.
Be Ruthless. I do love these comments. Ford Field is the new 12th man.
It is.
Let's go.
Cheers to that. Cheers to that.
Bricked up, Mr. Detroit City.
Goff is starting in fantasy this week. Actually, yeah, I think it might actually be. I don't know how the lines moved, but I do think it might be a higher scoring game. I guess I have to wait to see the line movement, but I do think that we saw last year a higher scoring game with the pieces that the Seahawks have out. I think the Detroit Lions, maybe their team total this week. Maybe their team total.
Yeah,
Nick's
Goff
over
at
there
home.
looking at me.
Gaff. Oh my God. Goff at home. Way different quarterback. I know he doesn't put up the huge explosive numbers on the road, but when he gets in Ford Field and he gets comfortable and gets to plant those feet, big things coming.
Talk to me, Nick.
A lot of points.
Did you see this one from nobody? Which is always weird when nobody does it. I'm like, nobody. Which linebacker returns a fumble for an interception for a touchdown this year? Or fumble interception for a touchdown? I have my answer.
For the rest of the season?
Anytime this year. I have one. The rookie.
You're going to go Jack
I
Campbell.
think Jack Campbell scores a touchdown this year.
Wow.
I love it.
I think Jack
Campbell
Campbell scores a touchdown, whether it's a fumble or a pick six. Jack Campbell.
You know, one of my hot takes that we haven't given hot takes before the season. Maybe we work that in, and maybe I'm just going to share mine right now, but because it's kind of outlandish. I think that both Aiden Hutchinson and Penei Sewell are going to score a touchdown this season.
I love it.
I love
Think
it.
about
but
that.
What are you smoking over there?
Think about that.
That's wild.
Dude,
Little strip sack for a touchdown in the end zone.
I guess
Penei gets in on a run or something.
Hutch could get it on both sides of the field. He could obviously, it's easier probably for Hutch to get it as a pick six on the defensive end. But there's something fun. There's something childish, I say that in a good way, about the relationship that Penei Sewell has with his teammates and his coaching staff. Like, they want him to have fun out there. He's such a beast.
Saw it last year.
We saw it last year, getting him the ball, and he's an athlete. He can catch the ball. I think around the red zone they might try to do something creative, and he gets in there. So I liked it.
I like that call. I like that call. I like it at the goal line. I like it at the goal line.
Maybe the Detroit Lions defensive touchdown this week. I'll see what that is later. But we appreciate you guys tuning in to Booner Day. We really appreciate it. Appreciate you guys, all the love in the chat all day for my birthday. I really love all you guys.
Great show, Booner.
I would not be up here if it wasn't for the listeners. They have advocated for me a ton to get in this position, so I do appreciate you guys. Cheers to you guys. Let's drink this Honolulu Blue Kool-Aid, and let's get a win. Detroit Lions win on Sunday. We're going to be continuing all week long. Please make sure you tell a friend and tune in from 8 to 10 every single night. And before you exit out of this, 199 people watching, hit that like button. Let's get to 200 likes. Love you all. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. Cheers.
Happy birthday, Booner.